Well, hello everyone. Welcome to JourneyWithSunny.com. I'm Sonny Nguyen, Internet Marketing Professional and Home Business Consultant. Today I want to share with you the formal education versus network marketing. You may be, thinking that, I'm trying to get you involved with network marketings and, getting away from the formal education. Now, don't get me wrong. Formal education is the number one needed for anybody to moving forward, in the future. So if you don't have formal education, then it's gonna be tougher for you. Let me just put it that way, because whether you like it or not, you still need to go and find a job somewhere to get you by, right? Until you creating something, then you can walk away from it. But you still need some kind of, formal education. You need to have like elementary school, and then middle school, high school, and some college. But don't depending on your college to make you to getting you rich, because that not many people really get rich through formal education unless you really up there, like being a real high paid doctors and stuff like that. But let me go right ahead and give you the nine different things between formal education, what formal education giving to you, and what you get out of network marketing, being a business owner. And so let's go right ahead and dive right into it. Okay, so formal education gonna give you a job, right? And then being an entrepreneur gonna give you a business, right? And it doesn't matter what level that you are, or what major that you're going to go into. Having a job, you need to go to school, right? If you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, a dentist, some kind of, career that you're going to go into, you need to go to get your school, right? And then being an entrepreneur or an internet marketing business owner, you need to go to your business training. And there's no exceptions on this right here. I mean, you go to school or you're going to go to business training, and there's no exceptions, okay? You must go. I mean, whether you like it or not, you have to go through the training. You need to go to school, right? And it's fair enough, right? And so let's move on to the next thing. Now, when you go to school, you're going to have to study really hard, right? I mean, you can't really playing around and getting good grades, right? Unless you really have to have the brain for that, which barely, I don't know the percentage, but I don't know that many people didn't have to study very hard, for their formal education, right? To become a doctor, a lawyer, a dentist, an engineer, and things like that. You need to you have to study real hard, right? On the business side, you can go and get training, right? So you can learn, and then you're making a lot of mistake doing, your training on your way there too. So you go and learn, and then you go home and you apply, and then you're making a lot of boo-boos, and that is you can't get past that, right? Just like here, if you want to get good grade, you can't just take it easy, right? You have to study real hard. Okay, so let's move to the next thing is, when you study in school, when you go into full-time, barely you can make anything at school. That's for one. Secondly, if you want to looking for a part-time job, then you earn some money, but you can't get paid going to school, right? Where if you having an online business like I do, you making some money already, even those if you making some mistakes on the way, but along the way, but you making some money, and that is for sure. Okay, so those are the differences, right? And then for having a job, I mean, when you go to school, you need finance, right? You need to go and get some student loans, right? And unless your parents are very rich, they paying for all your student, tuition and the expenses and stuff. But I don't know that many people that got that privilege. So student loan is a must. I mean, regardless of how what major that you go into. So student loan is a must. I pay my student loan when I was actually in college. In over here, when you're doing the business, you're making some more money. I mean, there's no loan that for you to really make because it's not formal. So you're making money and then you invest back, you're making some more money, right? And that's just how it goes. Whether you like it or not, you're still gonna make some more money. And then the next thing is, after you finish your school with like a huge, amount of student loan, you gotta go find a job, right? I mean, you finish your school. I mean, you only have 6 months after you finish school. You're gonna go and find a job, right? While if you're having a business, you're making some more money. You learn, you're making mistake, you do it again, you go back to learning some more, you do it again, and then you make more money and making more money, right? And so that's just how it is. That's just how it is. I can't put it any other way. Okay, and then so after you find a job, what you gonna do? You're gonna go to work, right? So every morning you get up at 8 o'clock, right? You go to work. You go from 9 to 5, right? That's what they call it, 9 to 5. You go to work every day, 5 days a week, right? Over here, every now and then, or as often as it is required or available, you can go ahead and get more training for your business. I mean, I love getting trained because the more I train, the more knowledge that I have, the more values that I get to give, and the more money that I'm making. And so that's just how it goes. So in business, you go, you learn, you invest, and then you teach, and then you're making money. Over here, you go to school, study real hard, making no money when you're in school. You get student loan to pay off. You gotta go find a job. You gotta go to work to pay off your loans, right? And pay your bills and everything too. But but that's just how the difference between having a job and then owning your own business. The next thing is you gotta, now that you're making money, right? 6 months down the road, you're gotta pay your student loans, whether you like it or not. If you are now a doctor, you are now a dentist, you are an engineer, you have probably a lot of money to pay off for. So you gotta making student loan, and this sucks. This is really suck. But hey, you know what? You got your education, so you can't complain, right? Over here, by now, you learn, you go, you learn, you go, you learn, you go. You're making some money, you're making more money, you get more training, you're making even more money over here, right? You're making huge money. I mean, by here, you 6, 7, 8, 9 years in the business already. Same thing over here. You go to 4 years school, go to another 2 years to become master, right? That's 6 years, and then after 2 years of working, you're making some good money, right? But you gotta be there to work, so you gotta go to work, right? Over here, you got training, and then you're making more money. And then the next thing is you still have to working very hard because now you are a little older. You may be by now, you may already got married, and you starting to having a family, right? So your obligation actually even more. You now marry, you still have your student loan to pay for. You may have to making some loan to get some car payments and home payments and vacations. And then, I mean, if you're getting married and talking about starting to have a family, you're talking about having kids, right? So kid, car payment, insurance, household, food, student loan, vacation money, money to giving away and things like that. You're having a lot of money to go to make to pay it off for. So you're working even harder and harder every single day, and that is why people starting to get frustrated, got stressed out because work piling up, student loan, monthly expenses, all that kind of stuff adding up, and then you working even harder and harder, and you get more stress, and that's just how life is. Over here by now you're making a lot more money, so you can take it easy. You can take taking vacation with your family, or you're taking business trip, which most of the time that's what people do. Rich people don't do vacation, they do business trip. Why? Because they can use this expenses right over here to claim for tax purposes, and it's all legal and everything. Where if you don't have a business, you're having a job, you can't claim nothing for your expenses. So you can't call it a business trip. You have to call it vacation. And what vacation do? Vacation costs you money. Business trip making you money, right? And that's the huge difference. This is when I learned about this one, and I go, oh my God, this is crazy. I have to learn how to do this. And so while having a job, you want to think about creating a business for yourself. You don't want to be here forever. Being over here forever will keep you here. It will keep you working hard, paying the student loan, paying the bills and everything, and you cannot stop, because the day that you stop, the money stop coming in too over here, because now that you have a thriving non-stop business going on right now, excuse me, even if you are taking vacation, even if you're taking business trip, the money is still coming in, and that's called residual passive income, right? It's a huge difference between working and owning a business. That's a huge difference. You need to understand that, okay? So I hope that helpful. The next thing, and going to be the last thing, is that your job, you can't will it to your kids, can you? Can you just, after you retire, can you just give that back to your kids and say, you know what, I am a doctor, you can just take over my license and my business and then go ahead and become a doctor, right? You can't do that, right? It's just unrealistic. It's just it doesn't exist, right? Over here, because it is a business, you can will it down to your kids. I mean, how beautiful is that? After you're working for a long time or owning a business for a long time, you can give it to your kids. You can teach them to become an entrepreneur just like you and owning their own business instead of going working for somebody else, for the rest of their life. And it's not cool, because this right here should be your short-term plan right here. Should be your B plan, not A plan. It is at the beginning is an A plan, so because you can get your income to pay and cover all the expenses, but at the same time you want to investing into having a business. While this business right here gonna take some time to build, you still go to work over here while you're building the business. By the time you reach to a certain level of income that you want, you can cross this out. You can retire from this right here and focusing over here, focusing on this right here, and build this one to a huge business that you can give it to your kids. And that is my goal right there, guys. And I hope this helpful. I hope you don't take this offended or anything like that, because I came from here. I came from having a job. I came from having a traditional business. I own 2 hair salons, and I just worked so much and I didn't make money at the end of the year. I pay so much tax for it and everything. And so until I learned that online marketing is something that I can do while I'm having a job, and then build this business right here, and now you keep building until you don't want to build it anymore. You can relax and taking business trips, and then give it to your kids eventually. Over here, there's no way. So I hope you understand the difference between having a job and being an entrepreneur, having your own business. Be over here. It's okay to go and have your education and everything, but don't just stick over here. Don't get stuck in the rut, right? You don't want to be getting stuck over here with having a job, because you can't walk away from it. You cannot stop. You have to work until you even die, really. I mean, nowadays, imagine if you marry and you have a couple of kids and you want your wife or your husband to be home, you gotta work even extra harder, right? To provide a lifestyle for your family and for your significant other. So over here, I mean, you having this one. Imagine if you having this one right here and building this one on top of that, and then eventually you can cross that out, and then just doing this alone. I mean, how cool is that, to be able to working for yourself at home, from home, and be around your kids? That is just unbelievable. So I hope that helpful. And if you have any question for me, you can go right ahead and shoot me an email at sunnypictures@gmail.com. You can visit me online at journeywithsunny.com. And if you have any question about how to build how to investing into a business while you're having a job, you can actually contact me for that. I can really help you out. So with that being said, thank you so much for your time, and I cannot wait to talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye bye now. Hi guys, how are you, kiddos?